20 to 25% of college students across the country have either been infected with an STD or transmitted an STD to their sexual partners. 2/3 of individuals infected with an STD are under the age of 25.
The most common infections found on college campuses are HPV or genital warts, chlamydia, genital herpes, and gonorrhea. Human papillomavirus, known as HPV or genital warts, is present in 25 to 40% of college women. In a study conducted in 2001 by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, research concluded that risky sexual behaviors were considered to be 1.76 times more likely when alcohol was consumed as opposed to it not being consumed.
Well, first, they tend to be more sexually active. Also, they tend to drink more alcohol, which can lead to sexual activity. About 4 out of 5 college students drink alcohol, and 65% of college students reported alcohol or drugs being involved in their more recent casual sex encounters.
So here's what we're wondering. Would implementing an abstinence program at Cal Poly effectively decrease STDs among students? If Cal Poly implemented an abstinence education program, then the STD rate among students would decrease. The students who decide to become involved in the abstinence program would experience a positive result in the decrease of STD rate. A randomly selected group of undergraduate Cal Poly students is given an anonymous ballot regarding implementation of an abstinence education program. 50 students from each year, first, second, third, fourth, etc., and an equal amount of males and females.
Important things that we ask the voter to do is to read the instructions with regard to how to fill in the oval. It's pretty simple. The best thing to do is fill in the oval as completely as possible.
Ready? Okay. All right. Hey, you bet. I'm glad you found something.
There's no guarantee that if you exit or if you check it, that it's going to vote. Even if you circle it. This is the wrong way to do it. These are examples of how not to do it. The safest and the recommended way to do it is to fill in the oval completely.
Okay, so, and the judges, after they check you, have you sign in, give you the ballot, you go vote, you go to this machine, then you're done. You don't have to check back at the table, right? You leave.
Would you consider joining an abstinence educational program if it was implemented at Cal Poly? Do you think that an abstinence educational program would effectively reduce the rates of STDs among students?
We asked people like you whether they had ever had an STD test, and if so, how long ago?
A year ago.
A year ago?
Too long ago to remember.
Mine was in January.
3 years ago.
Actually, it was a week ago.
I never had
one. Oh, yeah.
We predict that 20% of students across the sampled population would consider joining an abstinence education program implemented at Cal Poly. We also predict that 75% of students think that an abstinence education program would reduce the rates of STDs amongst Cal Poly students.
Just to recap, based on our experiment, if Cal Poly implemented an abstinence educational program, it would have a smaller group than desired join the program, but most students think that for the students in the program, it would be effective in decreasing STD rates.